night. What music they make.
They're all gonna laugh at you!
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What's up?
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash you a bit.
Oh, welcome to Final Guys, the only horror podcast that operates without a net every Tuesday night. So that way, if we're more than 3 seconds late starting the show, the chat gives us shit. They are relentless. Good Lord. But we love you, and thank you for being here. Tonight, we are discussing Spinal Tap's #1 single, Hellhole, or by the Addams Family, but not the Addams Family that you think it is. The Hellbender Addams Family. And I can't wait to tuck into this sucker tonight with 3 of my favorite people on earth. Jason Shitweasel Brandt.
To be fair, everyone gives us shit because we give each other shit and we give them shit. So it makes sense that we have a bunch of assholes in the chat.
It feels like family.
He's sucking up because he wants people to send him stuff.
Well, of course, but I did just call them assholes too.
Yeah, he doesn't need to suck up here for that. Chad, Gender Reveal Party Massacre Lutsky.
Good evening.
That's a lot to put on a business card. And Jack, Holy Moly Campese.
How you all doing?
And I am Nigel Tufnell.
Days got to 11.
Mine always goes to 11. So before we start tonight, who has any like crazy brand new news? I'm sure there's couches, there's shitty movies that need to be discussed. Like, what do you guys got going on?
Well, I believe this is the weekend for my monthly live stream. I'm not 100% that we're going to do it because we don't quite have enough packages to make like an actual episode. So
what?
If enough stuff comes in by Saturday, then we'll do it. If not, it'll be next week.
Wow.
All right.
But next week is football, and I kind of want to just watch football. So.
Oh, dude. Why? Yeah, you got Russell Wilson, brother.
Okay, I just talked myself into it. We're doing it this Sunday because I want to watch football next Sunday. So I might be vamping a little bit to stretch the time out.
If you need anything, I'll send you some stuff. Do you need any extras?
I could use some dirty undies, maybe.
I think we have my grandfather's foreskin in a leather pouch somewhere. I could send that to you.
Oh my God!
No, not even kidding. That's a thing in the house.
Grandpa's coin purse.
Watch the coin purse. What's going on at the old creepy couch there, Chad?
Spider Baby was the last one, unless you're a patron, and episode 7 of Twin Peaks is up over there.
By the way, was that your first time seeing Spider Baby?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yep.
Apparently, you didn't listen to the last episode.
Yeah, wow.
Final
Yeah,
I didn't because I didn't.
And you're not watching Creepy Couch. Jeez.
I'm not watching anything. I'm lucky I'm surviving what I'm doing. But I did not watch last episode because I did not want to bias my opinion of Alien Romulus. So this is fresh from the Jackass.
Yeah, that's why. Because you always watch the ones you're not in.
I don't watch anything. When it's done, it's done. Jack, you have big news to share for us.
There's a new episode of Monster Man up
2 in a row.
featuring Tim Wagner. And
Is that 2 in 1 month?
It is.
We're on.
Wow.
We're talking about the X Trilogy novelizations. It's a really, really cool episode.
Yeah. And Terrifier 2. He talks about
Terrifier
Terrifier
2
2
and-
too.
Kolchak and many other things.
I listened to it.
Tim's a good guy.
I supported your thing, Hunter.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, well, we put out 3 episodes a year. It's really easy. By the way, who did like a big write-up supporting all the shows connected with us? Who took the time to do that? I think that was me.
I think we all did, didn't we? Contribute a little bit?
Nobody ever did what I did. Nope. I even supported Armstrong Acres.
Why?
So, because I want everybody.
Me too.
Brother breathing heavily as he trudges along. I'm just waiting for the death episode where he just gasps, grabs his chest, and it's over. So,
Oh, shit.
coming soon to a YouTube near you. All right. Who, by the way, if you want to watch Monster Men, it's on YouTube, Monster Men 13. Remember that.
Monster Men's the reason we are all here.
That is true. We're the godfathers of
It's the
garbage.
Genesis.
Smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends.
Your legendary Cloven Hoof episode is why we're all here.
By the way, I keep asking, maybe we should. I used to want to. Remember the second time I was on your show, Jason, drinking with Jason? And I was in a really bad but happy place, drunk but happy place. Like for years, I kept saying, maybe we should take that down. Now I'm like, maybe we should promote that episode. Me at the absolute worst as a human being.
Were you that hammered? I mean, I remember you being drunk, but I don't remember you saying like anything crazy.
Well, I called that one guy a pedophile, going on about him, but I was right. But that was the episode where I found out I didn't have a brain tumor, and I celebrated by getting a tattoo and drinking tequila for 5 hours, and then I went on your show.
Sweet.
There is a lost episode of Monster Men that doesn't exist anymore where we were doing a live show at a bar in White Plains, New York.
The
We've
Wicked
been
Wolf Tavern.
drinking all afternoon, and we had a psychic as a guest, and Hunter's sister had driven him, and he'd been drinking hard all day, and we did this, and he had a fake tarantula on his head like a hat, and both him and the psychic contacted me afterwards and were like, I don't think you should post that one as an episode. And I was thinking of the same thing as because we cut up a bunch of different things for episode. And when I watched that, I was like, yeah, I don't think so either.
Oh my God. I couldn't even tell you what was discussed. The day after, I couldn't have told you what was discussed. It was
Jeremiah and I have a episode like that too, where we absolutely could not, from our like So Bad It's Good type show that we did.
yeah.
This is like 15 years old, so you could get away with a lot more. But I can't even show you a screenshot of that without getting canceled. It's bad. We
That's
never
a Patreon
did post
exclusive,
it.
man.
Oh no, I'm not doing that.
Jack,
Not even
find
that.
that episode of ours. Find the spider hat. All right. As always, our good friend Sheridan Bradford provides us. By the way, can you hear all the crickets around here or no? Is it fine?
Yeah.
I wanted
Good,
to
I
smoke a
don't hear
cigar,
anything.
so I'm on one of the back porches. Sheridan Bradford always provides drinking words. He's amazing. Who wants to read them tonight?
I can do it if I can find. There we are. All right. Thank you, Sheridan. If Jack says any of these words, well, if any of us say the words I'm about to say, I don't know why I always flub the intro to this. If Jack says parasite, creature, or thing, if Hunter says monster, gore, or comedy, if I say fracking, street, or dialogue, or if Lutsky says internet, soldier, or tentacles, or if any of us say the bonus words Adam's family or hell, take a drink.
When I first saw the list, I thought Jack's first word was prostate. I was like, are we going to go into like Jack's personal life here?
I got to check up every year.
I feel like at any moment Jack's just going to be like get confused and say, "Oh, sorry guys, I thought we were watching the movie Big Bottom, so I watched that one."
I wish we were watching Big
Jason,
Bang.
have you ever seen Spinal Tap?
I have, yeah.
Okay. I
All
just
right,
wonder
good.
because
Gee.
for like, we're a little older than you. And for us, like, I watched that movie 1,000 times.
I've seen it once. So
Oh, it's terrible.
once in college.
All right, well, hopefully you can like recall your time watching it because it's going to be a lot of Spinal Tap tonight.
Okay.
But before we get into tonight's main feature, we got to get to the news, man.
It's the news. Yay.
What should sponsor the news this time?
X Trilogy. How about that?
The X Trilogy?
Yeah.
All right. This one's brought to you by Tim Wagner's X, Pearl, and Maxine novelizations coming soon. Watch the internet for release dates. They're going to come out one at a time. Check out Monster Men 13 on YouTube for more details.
And give Tim encouragement. He's writing Maxine as we speak right now. So
Tim Wagoner.
I told him that too. And don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe and tell your friends.
sure.
Hey, Michael Clark thanked us for the sponsorship last week. So,
Oh, that was good. I
Where the
want
hell's
some
he at? I don't see him in the chat.
swag.
luckily,
It's
we
later.
archive and make this available on demand afterwards. So don't forget to subscribe to the audio podcast and Final Guys.
You have said that more tonight than I have in all of my So Bad It's Good episodes combined.
We're doing
Leave us a
whatever we
5-star
can.
review. It really helps.
You know, if we accidentally put this on SBIG next week, we don't need to say this anymore.
Yeah, it's
And
true.
Toten, how about sending the rest of us a little something, something? You know what I'm saying?
No.
All right. I got some good news for you, folks.
Good.
I'm sure everybody here has seen Anaconda, right? I saw it in the
Of
theater.
course.
Yeah.
Jack Black and Paul Rudd are in talks to star in the Anaconda remake.
Wow.
That's the
that
right
sounds-
tone.
That sounds not right.
Oh, it's perfect.
Allegedly, this film will be about a group of friends who decide to deal with their midlife crises by going to remake a beloved movie from their childhood.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I can get on board with that. That's not a
Meta.
remake. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm totally down. I really hope they do it because
Who do you put in place of J-Lo this time around? Who's the new J-Lo?
But that chick
She
from
looks pretty much
that
the
plays
same.
Wednesday.
I know.
oh
No, Jenna Ortega, no.
Jenna
She can't
Ortega?
do everything. I'm tired of her. Ariana Grande?
it's
Like,
going to be an actual.
you need like a pain in the ass pop singer. So I guess Ariana Grande fits the bill.
I mean, if you need a pain in the ass, you can get anyone from social media.
That's true.
There you go.
I'm an influencer. Okay.
Hey, leave your picks for that in the comments below. Thanks everybody.
We'll send them right to Jack Black.
Our next piece of news concerns the much talked about and doubted Salem's Lot remake that was supposedly coming to HBO and then was scared. We were all scared it was going to be canceled, like the
Yeah.
Batgirl movie where they just make a movie and then cancel it for a tax write-off. Well, actual photos from the movie came out in Vanity Fair this week. So there's proof that they actually filmed something. And they have said that it's coming out in October. Not a date, but they have a month. So
No actual year.
this year, October.
All right.
Is this
So-
a series? I didn't hear.
It's a movie.
Oh, it's
A
too
movie of
bad.
Salem's
Man.
Lot. If you go look at Vanity Fair or just type Salem's Lot in Twitter, you'll find the photos.
If what's his name Flanagan did this, I think that it might even trump the original series.
Yeah, but it'll be Terrence Flanagan. So you're not going to get the same effect.
I have a feeling this is going to be very, very bad.
Yeah.
The fact that it got pushed this far, not a good sign. At a time
it
when
gonna-
they're dying to release movies.
Yeah. It's going to be a Freevee original. With 700 commercials.
I am trying to withhold judgment. I just know that when I first saw the first images of the Rob Lowe one, I was like a little skeptical, and that turned out to be a train wreck. See what happens with this. I want to see a trailer at least.
You know,
Does Rob-
if you're, go ahead.
Has Rob Lowe made a good movie since the 90s?
He did Parks and Rec, so he gets a pass
Well,
for life.
yeah, I know he
and
literally
Rec.
did that show, but I'm talking
And
about
Perkins.
a movie.
Oh, yeah, Mouse. I didn't even realize.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
but I'm talking about movies since like what was that movie he was in with Bad Influence? Has he done anything decent? since
Tommy
then?
Boy.
No. Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
need to do anything. He's good. He did that big.
Oh, he was in Austin Powers too.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Still in the
I'm
90s.
talking about like serious movie, like a good, you know.
Well, the sex tape. That was pretty serious.
Very good.
He had a sex tape? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
You sure did.
Watch the Rob Lowe roast that was on like Comedy Central. I think that's the one where Ann Coulter is one of the guests, and everybody just destroys her.
Yeah, I think I've seen
awesome.
that.
By the way, he was brilliant in Austin Powers.
No, yeah,
Oh, my God.
sounds exactly like Robert Wagner
It was amazing. And Perkins.
and Perkins. We conclude this segment of the news
Oh.
with a little news on the 28 Years Later movie. they have finished filming it. So just to let you know, I got who's starring in it. Jodie Comer, Aaron Taylor Johnson. you may
Jodie
know him.
Comer. I love her.
Aaron Taylor Johnson is going to be the new Craven the Hunter. That looks awful, but he was kick-ass as many other things. And Rafe Fiennes, is that how you say his name?
Yes, it is. You got it right.
And Cillian Murphy will be making a return in a surprising way, they said, reprising his role as Jim.
Full frontal. Just a quick full frontal shot, and he's killed. That's what I heard.
You want to see my raging virus?
No.
Oh, shit.
I don't know when that's coming out, but I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah,
I really am.
for sure.
I don't know why they skip months, but it's fine. I'll go with years.
Although they are saying that this will probably kick off a second or a new trilogy. So I don't know if I need 3 of these, but
28
gonna be-
fortnights later.
28 light years later, it's in space.
I don't care. Those 2 movies are phenomenal. So
Yeah.
I'm psyched.
In that first movie, when the father gets the blood in the eye, that is like one of the best scenes
Yeah.
ever.
Brutal.
Yep.
Really is.
That, my friends, is all the news is fit to print.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting really dark out here. Let's go on to the things we watch and sure Jason the things he reads when he can't go to sleep at night.
We have such sights to show you.
Maybe I should change the title card. Curation and things Jason reads when he can't sleep.
Are you sleeping yet? Are you still up at night?
I mean, no, I'm actually sleeping well, but I still read every night. It's what puts me to
Well,
sleep.
I mean, we all read every night.
Yeah.
No. 3 or 4 of us probably read every night.
Yeah.
Totally.
I do.
Jack reads the disclaimers on Pornhub.
They got a
Just
new
reading
one.
The cookie messages reject. Damn it.
They're all 18 or over. All right. I'm going to kick it off with Mr. Gender Reveal because I want to hear what's on Tubi that I might have missed.
All right, man. I want to know too, Jason and Hunter, where are your skulls facing east in the background, like me and Jack have?
Is that a
guys
thing I'm
need
supposed
Oh,
to
yeah.
do?
We don't
guys-
have skulls in the
yeah.
background.
It's a trend that Jack and I started.
I
So,
mean, look,
get
I've
with the
shifted
program, guys.
positions because I wanted to smoke a cigar tonight, so I'm outside my my space. He's
that'll
at
work.
that.
There you go. Perfect.
It's the final guy's skull too.
Yeah.
I was just
Nice.
telling somebody about that the other day.
I guarantee
cool.
there's a squirrel skull somewhere up behind me. So let's just assume it's there.
Right on. Okay, over on
Done.
Tubi, from 1972, I watched a British film called The Asphyx.
The Asphyx?
Yeah,
What?
Asphyx.
Is there a lot
Okay.
of furry bikinis in this 70s film?
No, this is set in Victorian England,
People
starring
choking?
who I'll refer to. I don't know his name. I'll refer to as the dreamy version of Peter Cushing. This guy has been in a few British horror films and thrillers that I've seen, but it wasn't until today I realized he also is Jesus from 1977's Jesus of Nazareth.
Oh, that guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
I used to watch. We had to watch that in grammar school.
Yeah, he used to be my favorite Jesus until I realized how somber he was when watching a different guy play Jesus who laughed and had a sense of humor. And yeah, I also did a pencil drawing of that guy. So it was weird to not even know that until I jumped on IMDb. Anyway, the so this dreamy Peter Cushing / Jesus works with his future father-in-law studying paranormal stuff with cameras. When the in-law discovers a smudge on photographs taken by different photographers using different cameras of pictures of people who are in the process of dying in that moment. So they conclude that this is their spirit leaving the body, these smudges. Then while filming some home movies with a really old camera, filming and moving pictures, his son and his son's woman die in a hilarious boating accident just by merely falling
Hilarious
over.
boating accident.
His
Well,
son's woman.
It's pretty. I mean, he's standing up in the boat, hits his head on a little branch, and they're both dead. So, upon viewing of the film, he sees that smudge, but now it's animated, and instead of leaving his son, it appears to be heading toward his son. So, to further his studies, he uses his video camera to film a hanging in town, and uses a phosphorus light that he's constructed, which coincidentally shines on a ghoulish little spirit that he believes is the Asphyx, which is the hanged man's own personal Grim Reaper. And from here, he learns that if he can keep that in the spotlight, then he can trap it into a box and potentially cause immortality. So
That's quite a leap.
yes,
Truly.
but it's still cool for a 70s film, like a cool, like hammerish horror idea. And of course, this mad scientist stuff goes wrong. It's very well constructed and a unique idea, but the special effects are so bad that I initially had no idea what was going on with this light, this spotlight. I thought it was part of the effect of the ghost. I didn't realize there were two separate things. And then the Asphyx and how they trap it, like in the wooden box. It's one of these movies that, because it has a cool story, it deserves a reimagining. I can see them like stripping stuff down and making it not so hokey and still using the same concept, but having like this darker kind of like what was that movie where the friends killed themselves and then brought themselves back to life? Flatliners? Is that what it was?
Flatliners.
Yes.
Yeah, like
Said
that was kind of a dark movie, and make it something like that. But if you're a fan of British horror and you tolerate Brady Bunch TV budget ghost effects, then you're probably gonna love this. It's got a pretty cool ending with a couple twists that are. It's like gothic horror with the 1950s horror comic twists.
Huh. I
Yeah,
watched
it's
the
on
Asphyx,
Tubi.
but it was ASSFIX.
Yeah.
Starred
Do they-
Bella Danger. It was really good.
I saw the
Actually-
ass face.
Do they actually call it the Asphyx in the movie? It's not like
Yeah.
a sphinx or something.
Is Asphyx a thing outside this movie, or this?
No,
was this
think
big
of
up
like
for the movie?
think of the word like asphyxiation.
Right.
Yeah. So it's half of that word.
Well,
The
okay, so I would go with
The sequel is
I would go with
asphyxiation.
Asphyx, not Asphyx.
Well, all right.
It's just hilarious to me. Asphyx.
Does
Well,
it have,
they
does
might
it star the
say
guy from
Asphyx.
NXS?
I think ass and fix should be drinking words.
I'm drinking right now.
I love it. Oh my god.
That's awesome, though. That's I'd never heard of that movie before.
And no,
that's
this was
what
not for
Tubi's
Creepy Couch. This was for funsies.
This is
You didn't double dip? What the hell?
That
Wow.
movie's for
Not
sad
with that
couch you found outside someone's apartment building. That's the sad couch.
Sad couch.
But
All
if
right.
you did it on Creepy Couch, you could have done a short called The Asphyx.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have. Double feature with the Ass Man.
Ass man.
You're the
Can I
ass
ask
man.
you a question?
Oh god.
All right, Jason. What'd you watch?
I watched a movie called Hostile Dimensions that I believe I rented on YouTube. I think is where I saw it. This is a found footage movie about a documentary crew, which consists of two women who made a very unsuccessful documentary and decided to try something else based on footage they saw online of a woman disappearing through a freestanding door in a warehouse. And they decided, we're going to track this down and see what the story is and see if we can find this woman. So they go to this place, they find the door, they take it back to their house because it is just a freestanding door. And they decide, let's open it and see what happens. And it opens into, I hate to say the
Phantasm.
word multiverse because everything is multiverse now. But it's kind of the multiverse. There's just all the first time they open it, there's a talking dog who's trying to communicate with them, and they freak out and close the door. And the second time, or maybe I'm reversing this, they open it, and it's a mirror of themselves, but the main character's dead mother is in there with them, and they're like, everybody's freaked out that they're seeing each other. It's interesting. So this movie is, like I said, it's found footage. It has just a couple of actors in it. And when I say they swing for the fences, I mean, this kind of idea should have a large budget, and this does not have a large budget. They have a very little bit of CG in there that is actually done well and looks good. And it just consists of them going to these weird worlds where there's crazy shit like a killer panda or flying whales or things like that. But this to me is the kind of film that I love to find. It's got some dialogue problems. It's got some acting problems. Nobody reacts to anything in this movie the way you would actually react. If you opened a door standing in your living room and there was a talking dog there, you would freak out. Instead, they're just like, oh, wow. Let's get
I'd probably kick the dog in the mouth.
Right,
Like initial reaction. I'd be so freaked out.
Yeah, they're like, nobody reacts in the way they should. But beyond that, this is the kind of indie film I dig finding, man. It was fun. They went for it. They didn't let a lack of budget hold them back from big ideas. Like I said, not all of it works, but it's really cool to see what somebody with some imagination and some talent can do. So I dug it. It's honestly the kind of idea, if this had like $1 million, they could have done some really fun shit. So check it out.
By the way, Jason Ramirez, your comment has been up for a long time.
Yes, it has.
Send $20.
We'll take it down.
And we're
I
good.
must have accidentally clicked on that and decided to leave it up because I'm good at this.
It's all right. You got a lot of promo right there. His name is on the tip of everyone's tongue at this point.
There you go. Asphyx. So check out Hostile Dimensions. It's worth a watch.
Huh. I literally, when you said that originally, I thought it was another Hostel movie. But like
Hell no.
interdimensional hostels.
Hostile multiversity. Awesome.
Oh my god.
Chad, you're muted.
Yeah, I was like, Jason watching a Hostel movie? What?
So
Not
many
without you
titties.
twisting my arm.
All right, Jack.
Okay, I went to the theater and saw a movie called Strange Darling. This movie has Kyle Gallner, who's he's the kid from Megan's Body, Jennifer's Body, Jennifer's Body's and the Nightmare on Elm Street, and he was in that movie that we all liked, especially Chad, that came out recently with the guy with the shotgun at like the
Passenger.
Passenger.
By the way, in the chat, Donna Holland mentioned this at the start of the chat that she went to the theater to see this movie, and I've never heard of it. So,
well, that's why I'm here, because I'm doing the work.
you are.
Just carrying us on your back every week.
That's why you're so hunched over.
Happy something. So, I am not going to talk a lot about this movie because this movie should be seen knowing as little as possible. You got to go in blind. There's a serial killer. There's a couple that you'll see on the movie poster. There's a romantic encounter. There is a cat and mouse aspect to this. And I'm not going to tell you anything beyond that because I didn't know a whole lot about it. I had seen a trailer, or at least maybe even half a trailer, and it didn't ruin it for me. But this is one of those movies that if you think you know what's happening, wait 10 minutes and you don't know what's happening. It keeps surprising you. It's got a little bit of a Tarantino feel to it. When you see it, you'll know what I mean. It is. I don't.
Does that mean lots of dialogue or lots of feet?
Dirty feet.
Kind of in the structure of the movie, I'll say. I don't want to. The worst thing is like Long Legs when it was like, this is the scariest movie. I don't want to overhype this. I'm going to say this. This is one of my favorite movies of the year, and I recommend everybody go see it, especially the guys in this podcast. It's
in theaters
top
now.
shelf. It's in theaters right now. If you can go to support it, that'd be great. It's one of my favorite movies of the year.
I'd never heard of this, and it just popped up. Did somebody send it to me, or I saw a video on YouTube about it? I had never heard of it, and when I looked on IMDb, it has a 7.8 out of 10, which is insane.
It's so much fun. Ed Begley Jr. and who else is in it? Barbara Hershey.
Looks like.
And Giovanni Ribisi is the cinematographer.
Get
And
out
it
of
is
here.
a beautifully shot movie. I'm telling you, every aspect of this movie, the direction, the cinematography, the acting, is all top shelf. I swear you got to go in blind, though. You'll have so much fun. And that's all I got to say is
Huh.
go see it.
All right.
I'm looking to see if it's around here.
It's in one theater by me. I'm hoping I can go see it before it goes.
It's nowhere near me, but thank God I have Despicable Me and The Crow.
I know it's killing me that the people are seeing The Crow and things like that instead of.
Well, luckily no one's really seen The Crow.
I mean, had anybody heard of this before it dropped in theaters? Honestly,
No.
I had no idea.
I had, but I am searching around for stuff a lot. So, but yeah, no, it's so under the radar. It's ridiculous. So I really want to get the word out about it. And the both lead performances are so good.
I have a little art house theater by me. I got to see if it's there.
Can't recommend this one enough. But again, I don't want to overhype and just go in blind and enjoy it. Let me know what you think.
All right.
Hold up. We got Jason Ramirez coming in.
Jason. Look
I
at
need to
you,
leave
man.
more comments up for a long time.
I hope you don't feel like I strong armed you.
Wow.
Just kidding.
He says, so
Thank you,
Jason
Jason.
can get his ass fixed.
I've talked to his
Beautiful.
wife. He needs it. By the way, Josh Barrio just sent us $5.
What?
He wants to know, how do we all feel about the first Crow movie or any of its sequels, including the recent one? Now, I'll start. I love the first Crow. I have signed stuff from the James O'Barr. I dressed as a crow for 3 years after that movie. Because, believe it or not, at the time I looked like Brandon Lee a little bit.
You look like
I
Heckle
did.
and Jekyll.
I did. It was a cross between him and Chris Cornell. I looked between both
Yeah,
of
I
them.
can see it in your chisel jaw you got there.
Well, it's many beers ago, Chad. Many beers ago. I love the first Crow. I think it's we just saw it at the drive-in. They did the anniversary.
You look like
of the
Haley
Crow.
Joel Osment dressed as the Crow.
You know what? I'm gonna kick your ass when I see you. Just so you know, Jack. So when
Bring
you
it.
come to my house, first shot's right in the taint.
If
I love the
Russell
first Crow.
was the Crow, that'd be it.
Get my Vespa and fight crime. I love the first movie. The rest suck.
Yeah, I also love the Crow. I've only ever seen. I think I watched the one with what's the idiot's name from
Edward Furlong.
Yes,
Oh
I
my
think I
God.
watched that, but I have no recollection of it.
Nor should you.
Yeah, I haven't seen many of the sequels. I don't care. The first one's great, and the rest can suck eggs.
Yeah.
By the way-
I've only ever seen the first one, and I enjoyed it. It's been a long time, but I used to have a Crow T-shirt. I did not look like Brandon Lee, like our friend Hunter here.
Well, you
but
look like Kurt
I
Cobain.
did enjoy it.
So we had our thing going back then, Chad. There's a brilliant book by Chet Williamson. It's in The Crow, but I think it's a female crow who's getting revenge on. It's like taking him on the Oklahoma City bomber who killed all those kids. And I think she's a teacher. It's amazing.
Oh, all
I
right.
have to dig that out.
It's wild that they can't make another good Crow movie. Like, how hard is this?
Well,
Yeah.
it
Maybe
shouldn't
we
be
only
hard.
need one.
I think we're learning that. There's a humanity to the first
Hopefully.
Crow, and knowing what happened during
Drugs
the
are
movie.
bad for you. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
Mother
Brandon
the
Lee is
name
actually
for God.
good in that movie. If you've seen his earlier B movies, he was a freaking terrible actor in those movies.
Yeah, he found
yeah.
he found his thing.
But in The Crow, man, he nails it.
He was awesome.
Yeah. This Crow, the new one, he looks like a total dirtbag. So you're not going to get on board with a guy who looks like he'll rape your mom if you pass by him on the street.
I heard this was a remake too, right? Like the same
Yeah.
character. That's insane. Why would you do that? The Crow lends itself to just being anybody. What?
Yeah, you can have crows all over the place.
That's so stupid. Hollywood.
Fire it up. Fire it up. All right. I last week I went to the movies. I saw Alien Romulus in the XD theater, which was like, bigger screen, better sound. I don't know. I brought my oldest daughter who has never seen an Alien movie.
Ah,
How is that possible?
They don't. My kids don't like sci-fi. Anything that has a touch of sci-fi, they run away. Whatever. They like
Right.
horror, so
That's crazy. Your children
know.
don't like Alien?
no.
Haven't seen Alien? Wow.
Nope. That's whatever.
can't-
It is what it is.
Wow.
I tried. So this had all the feelings and the vibe of the first one. I got that. I love the the dirty ship, and there were a lot of like throwbacks. You bringing back what's his face, the android Ash.
Yeah.
So you're bringing him back. I thought that was cool. There was I don't know. There was something missing from this that really propelled it. There were parts that I thought were actually kind of boring. And it shouldn't be boring. And I think the cast was maybe too young. Maybe too young for me. I don't know. I didn't
They're
connect
definitely
with
not
most-
as interesting as the first
No.
2 movies.
No.
Not at all.
By the way, like Alien and The Thing are great movies because they have a great cast of people who you know exactly who they are within 30 seconds of screen time.
Aliens is the exact same way. Amazing
Yes.
cast, and they don't even have to say much, and you know who they are.
Exactly. So I wasn't thrilled with the cast in this one. I did like the main girl, Rain was her name or whatever.
Yeah.
She was cool. She was different than Ripley, which was nice. But there was this is a tough one. I think it's the 3rd best Alien movie.
Yeah.
But it falls. It's like Alien is like holy crap. Aliens is holy crap, and then you get Romulus, and then you just tumble down the hill.
Romulus is like the
Yeah.
greatest hits of the Alien franchise. It borrows a lot, and it's interesting that you brought your daughter who hasn't seen an Alien movie, because I think Fede Alvarez's assignment was to make a movie for them.
Yeah. My daughter, her review was, well, it wasn't completely boring. So that was her review. I was like, but did you like it? She says, yeah, it was okay.
Now I
I
saw
was
it in a
expecting
Dolby
more.
theater like you did, and that
Yeah.
really enhanced the experience for me.
It did. But there was so much nothing going on at some points. I was like, And then the people kept talking about the end. I can't believe he went there. I'm like, well, we already went there in another Alien movie. So how
Yeah.
can you not believe we went there in this? You've probably never seen the other ones.
The
have
CG
no
on
idea.
Ian Holm was pretty bad too.
Sometimes.
mean-
Sometimes
Yeah,
it looked okay.
At the
Yeah.
beginning, it was bad. Once he was on the screen instead of in real life, it got better.
When he kind of fuzzed out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I kept waiting for Lance Henriksen to come back out and save the day or something, but maybe that's in the sequel because there's obviously going to be more. I think the movie made enough to make more. So I'm interested to see where it goes. But like I said, it didn't blow my doors off, but I enjoyed it.
You're right, though. It's for me, it was the 3rd best Alien movie, even though it's far the gap. I just watched Aliens the other day to refresh my memory, and I was
so
like,
good.
God, when you watch them back to back, it's
I got to rewatch Prometheus and what's the other one?
There's a
I don't
couple.
remember.
Alien Covenant, Alien.
Yeah, Covenant and Prometheus. I
3.
got to rewatch those.
What was the 4th one called? That piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, the one with Winona Ryder.
Yes.
That was
God.
an interesting movie.
Which this movie borrowed from.
It sure did.
It was a love letter to aliens. It's just could have used some new shit, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I'm
good,
surprised
good
it wasn't a
popcorn
cat.
movie.
Yeah, I had fun with it. Is it smart? No, but
Just don't mean the water.
The horrible thing is, like, any of these movies have to compete against 2 of the best friggin' horror sci-fi movies of all time.
yeah.
How
I
do
would
you?
hate to be hired to do a sequel to those. Be like, what am I gonna do? Like,
Let's get the writers of any Hellraiser movie and let them try.
right here, I want you to write a sequel to The Stand. Oh shit, you know. like,
Really?
good luck.
So yeah, I'm glad I saw it. Like Jack, good popcorn movie. You had it right. But yeah, I'll forget this entirely by October. Like most of it will be gone from my memory, guaranteed.
Yeah.
All right, Chad, back over to you. And you're on mute.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
I wanted to address real quick. Movie Fanatics said that I may like Thriller. It's a 1973 anthology series. I freaking love Thriller. I think it's on Tubi. I've told you guys to watch it. It's when he says series, he means like
Anthology?
like Twilight Zone or so. Yeah, it's not a movie.
Oh. It's a series.
So yeah, it's like a 50-minute. Each episode's like 50 minutes. Freaking great, well written stuff.
It's called Thriller.
Yeah, it's called Thriller. Great British TV show. Like Tales from the not Tales from the Crypt, but like what was that one? Dark Room from the 70s with what's that? I don't know, but yeah.
What's the one with Boris Karloff? He had one. I forget.
Yeah, I think that was called Thriller as well, or Thrills or something like that, or Chiller.
Right.
I think it was called Chiller. But yeah,
Thrills was
great.
a show on Cinemax after dark.
And ironically, Dreamy Peter Cushing is actually Thriller is the first time I ever saw it. He was on that show. Okay,
no one has ever called Peter Cushing dreamy. Not even his wife.
It's the dreamy version of Peter Cushing. This guy
This
who played Jesus
doppelganger.
with the blue eyes. Okay,
Oh.
so
Why just call him Jesus from Nazareth?
So, over on YouTube, okay, someone on Twitter named Anonymous tagged me and asked if I'd seen a trailer they'd posted for a short film called "It's Me, Billy," Chapter 2. I think it was called.
Billy.
Oh,
I had
Billy.
not decided to search out the first one because I'm a huge Black Christmas fan. So I went in with low expectations, but excited because I knew it had to be better than Bumhouse's propaganda fest that they put out 5 years ago or whatever.
How dare you?
Still on my list.
That's one of the greatest films ever made.
Totally. Spoke to a generation.
Let me just say, man, first of all, God bless the filmmakers for working so hard on this 42-minute fan film. I think that's awesome that they would do that about something they love. Kudos to you. You know what comes next.
Yep, here we go.
First of all, hold on. Who's got the crickets?
Hunter.
Me. It's getting crazy, right?
A little louder,
It's
yeah.
really
Here,
loud.
I'll just mute right now. You guys continue.
It doesn't bother me. It's peaceful. Okay, so the first third of this 42-minute short film is recognizing what happened in the original film with the murderers in the house, and then we all learn about the final girl being this chick's grandmother, who's the chick. There's three girls, and this main girl's grandmother's the one who was the final girl or whatever, and she wrote books about their murders, and this is a little over 16 minutes in that we learned that we get fed all this. While I've seen worse info dumps, it felt like a poor use of time. I don't think so much needed to be explained, especially if somebody's watching this, they're probably a fan of Black Christmas. So the rest of this is just a slasher movie that copies the original. You get the phone calls, which are lengthy, and the girl just sits there listening to this entire psychotic spiel each time that Billy calls. Just not even just... We're all supposed to just like watch her face while she listens to like 45 seconds of this stuff. It's very weird. And then you get you got wintertime, you get a similar looking house inside and out. You get someone who's eventually wrapped in Christmas lights sitting in a chair in the attic. You get someone suffocated with a plastic bag that's stuffed into their mouth. Just like in the original. Sitting there, dead. You get Billy with a beam of light showing only his eye. You get everything we liked about the first one, but nothing original except for maybe the very end. But by that time, I just didn't care because I spent 40 minutes watching a film that leans so hard on the original for its visuals and scares, and it held none of the really feel for that at all anyway. So funny, Jack.
The way you built up this movie when you first started talking about it to then slap it down is cracking me up.
No. But there's a reason why movies like Black Christmas should be left alone. You can't put like this lightning back in the bottle. And for anybody who hasn't seen Black Christmas, major spoilers ahead. So once you find out calls are coming from inside the house, that the killer's been there the whole time, that the woman they're looking for is in the attic, wrapped in plastic, and that we never really find out who the killer is, but we just know it isn't the boyfriend, and that then the ambiguous end where it appears to be there's no final girl at all and Billy's still in the house. These are all the memorable moments that can't be relived. So Black Christmas isn't about the murders. It's about everything that I just said. And if you know all of that, then why are you trying to replicate that or build another story around that? Because then you're just making a slasher and making it about the kills. So I don't, trying to bring that back is just hacking and slashing at Christmas time in between prank phone calls is pretty much, it's about as good as you can get. So
By the way, the killer, supposed killer who wasn't, what was his name? He played he's in 2001: A Space Odyssey. David. I'm sorry,
know.
Dave. I can't do that. Keir
Is that
Delay.
the same guy? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
That's
Oh.
him.
Wait, you
No
did
idea.
Hal?
No. He was the astronaut.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I did some review. I did see some reviews on YouTube that seemed to like this, and I'm glad because I don't like talking bad about indie stuff. I know it probably seems like I do like that.
Unless it's by Joe Lansdale.
I just don't like sugarcoating anything. I like being honest. So yeah, too pitchy for me, dog. I did not like this at all.
Wow. I mean, to be fair, Black Christmas is also about epic wiretapping scenes that
Yes.
no one born in the last 35 years would have any concept of.
Yes.
What are they holding in their hands? What's he doing?
The
doesn't
guy's
Margot
running down
Kidder
the hall.
smoke like a six
Smoke and
packs of
drink.
cigarettes
She's my favorite character.
She's
in
freaking
horror
awesome
history.
and sexy in that movie.
Oh my
She's
God.
awesome. I love her. In
Love
that.
her.
All-timer.
All right, shit weasel. I know you read another one of this Farthing guy's books, so let me know how it is.
Yep. I read a Ben Farthing book. I don't have the cover here. Actually, the name is very long. I found Christmas lights slithering up my street by Ben Farthing. I enjoyed this book. I did not like it as much as the last two in the series I read, primarily because the main character is, I don't know, 10, 9, something like that, and is doing things. So his sister died the previous Christmas because she snuck out of the house and froze to death. So the next Christmas, his family obviously hates Christmas, so he decides he needs to get them back in the Christmas spirit by sneaking out of the house and decorating a neighboring empty house with Christmas lights. So just that setup, knowing that he was doing to his parents what his sister had done, made it very uneasy for me to like root for, because I was just like thinking from the parents' perspective, like, oh my God. But anyway, he finds these lights in a storm drain that are just slithering up the storm drain, like uphill, and he pulls them out and starts decorating a house. And then these lights are sentient and start overtaking things and grabbing people and turning them into Christmas ornaments and shit. Like, this book is wild. So once you get past the first, I don't know, quarter, this book is absolutely bananas. It is the craziest of the ones that I've read so far. There's one more that I'm going through now, but solid book. Like I said, not my favorite. I preferred the first two, but still a solid book. And even though the beginning was a little rough for me, his writing style is so good and so easy to read that you can blast through these novellas in a night or two, no problem, even if you're dumb like me and you read at a snail's pace. So, great books, man. I'm really liking this guy. I'm looking forward to reading one of his novels in the future. So,
Yeah, I loaded one of those up on my Kindle. I have to read it soon.
I think you'll dig him.
I'm sure I will.
It's good shit.
All right, holy moly.
I dialed back to 2007 and watched another serial killer movie that you've probably all seen. I saw it once when it came out. Mr. Brooks with Kevin Costner and what's his name?
Oh yeah,
Dane Cook and Demi Moore.
Demi Moore, yeah.
So I remember being kind of meh on it, and then I like DVR'd it. It's just been sitting in my queue forever. So I was like, yeah, let me watch this. It's due. And I'll say this: this was a fun one to revisit because the quality of the movie when it came out versus now, there's a novelty to seeing a movie now with so many familiar faces. Oh, Marge Hellenberger from CSI's in it too. so Kevin Costner is a like very wealthy stand-up community guy, but he's also a serial killer. And Dane Cook witnesses a murder and starts to blackmail him and says, "You have to teach me how to be a serial killer, or I'm going to expose you." So he takes him under his wing as a protege, but naturally there's some tension there. And Demi Moore is the cop who's chasing them, who also is like super wealthy and is going through a divorce settlement case with her ex-boyfriend. That's like a subplot. Oh, and William Hurt is Mr. Brooks's like id or his alter ego that he talks to, kind of like, which is the best part of the movie is Kevin Costner talking to him, because he's the one who's instigating him and telling him like when he has a doubt or something, he's like, "Come on." There's a million plot holes in this movie, and it's quality-wise, it is not the best movie in the world, but it was, like I said, it's a fun movie to go back and watch in retrospect.
Yeah.
I remember watching this and not thinking too much of it, but it's got a high rating.
It's a really good movie. It's solid.
I remember enjoying it. Have you guys seen? Is it called Minuteman with what's his name? Wow, Owen Wilson.
Oh.
Yeah, have you guys seen that?
Wow, I'm a Minuteman.
Is that what Owen Wilson does?
Can you last more than a minute? Wow.
No, seriously, I think it's called Minuteman. Freaking great serial killer movie.
I haven't seen that movie. Oh.
Yeah.
I watched Midnight in Paris by Owen Wilson a lot. So what do you
Joshua Barrio wants to know, and this is for Chad, what Joe R. Lansdale book would you shit on the least? I have only read Drive-In Blood and Popcorn.
Man, you guys. You know, just for those who don't know,
Joe doesn't listen. We're fine.
I love Joe Lansdale. He's one of my top, 3-4 favorite authors of all time. Love him. He's read, I think, 3 of my books, said very favorable things about them. I've heard him talk about me on a few podcasts. I love the guy. He's great. I didn't like a short story that he wrote, and these guys bash me for it all the time. So,
wow.
I love him. I would probably say either Paradise Sky.
That's a good one.
The Drive-In was good, but it's so far, it's so different than
Drive-In's kind of different.
And then maybe Cold in July, which turned into a movie, a freaking great movie.
Cold in July is great.
So
what
I
about
haven't read that book, but I love that movie.
Did you like The Bottoms? I think The Bottoms is brilliant.
Yeah, The Bottoms.
I just got done with The Thicket, which is going to be a Tubi original.
Oh, I forgot about The Thicket.
Yeah, that's good.
What about Zeppelin's West? Didn't I send you Zeppelin's West?
I have it. So yeah. You did.
Yeah,
I've got a big.
Yeah, I like Zeppelin's East a little better, but
what's the weird Western?
You mute Jack there, Jason.
Wow.
Long live Joe R. Lansdale. And I think today is his wedding anniversary. So,
most guys can't remember their own. Jesus Christ. Look at you, Chad.
I think my favorite Lansdale thing he wrote is that episode of Masters of Horror that Chad didn't like. That was probably my favorite one.
I think that's the universal favorite right there.
Actually, Lansdale books are a huge blind spot for me. I have not read many of them, maybe 2 or 3, but I really need to go into them. And I want to read Cold in July to see how it compares to the movie.
It's great. Read the Happen Leonard books too.
You know, I actually I think I bought all of them. I just haven't gotten to them yet.
Oh yeah, they're excellent. It's Spencer and Hawk, but a different take on Spencer and Hawk.
I've never seen that.
They were Southern.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. Jesus.
Oh, so far different than just because one dude's black and one dude's white.
No, they're also like Private Eyes, solving mysteries and fighting crime. It's the same damn thing.
Happen Leonard aren't technically Private Eyes. They just
I understand.
Kind of a hobby.
But I understand where he also got it from. Just like
instead
Elvis
of a
Cole,
hellhole, we've got that a Lansdale hole.
Landshole.
Another one from Barrio. Have you seen Cold Blooded 1995 starring Jason Priestley?
No, I don't know. Away from Jason Priestley.
Cold Blooded. I don't. That doesn't even ring a bell.
I remember Hot Blooded by Foreigner.
Chicken
I like
soup.
that. I got a fever of 103.
Cold Blooded's not even coming up on IMDb that I can see.
I'd never even heard of it. But then again, in 1995, you told me a movie had Jason Priestley. That was like garlic to a vampire. There's no way I was going to watch that.
Huh,
Oh,
all right.
really?
Really?
That's like prime Brandon Walsh year too, like, isn't it?
yeah,
Oh,
no, not happening.
Cold Blooded is one word. That's why it wasn't coming up. This is 6.7 out of 10. Holy shit. How have we not
Not
heard
bad.
of this?
That's a new one.
I'll add it to the list. Thanks, Josh.
All right. Chad, are we on to you? I think so. Or did we go? You went already. Jack.
Yeah,
it's your
I
turn.
went.
I just did Mr. Brooks.
Right. So it's my turn. Like I said.
Yeah.
I was right the whole entire time.
You sure you don't want to ask me first to make sure you get all
No,
these?
no, I'm done. I'm tapped out. So I watched the movie that is the best title for a movie with the worst execution. I Dismember Momma
Oh yeah.
from 1972 on Tubi. So Chad and I were both in the same year watching Tubi movies. This is about a psycho dude who I guess he's been put in a mental home. His mommy is worth $30 million. Daddy's dead. And he's a grown adult, and he was put in a mental home because he attacked his mom at some point. And now he has strangled a nurse and murdered another orderly, and he's gotten out. And naturally, we know he thinks all women are whores, especially his mom. So the police...
Is this the right
upon
movie?
learning-
It has a different title.
yeah, this would be it. Yes, because
Okay.
there's a song about poor Albert. I'm like, this guy's a psychopath. Why are we singing this like nice little song about poor Albert? So the first thing the police do is they evacuate the mother, but leave the caretaker of the house and her daughter, and leave no police behind, knowing that's the house he's going to. So naturally, he goes to the house and encounters the mom. And then it becomes a kind of daddy-daughter romance between him and the little, like,
Gosh, he looks like Ramirez right there.
yeah, he looks psycho. And yeah, it's just him and the little girl, and they're going on boat rides and having a good time. And then he takes her to a hotel. So there were really disturbing parts in this movie. Like he looks like somebody who would just do you in. And the stuff with him and the little girl are kind of creepy, but for a movie called I Dismember Momma, there's no scene where him and the mama are ever in it together. Now
Does
this
anybody
movie
get
is
dismembered?
so there are 3 dead bodies. Nobody gets dismembered. There are 4 naked breasts, but there's only
How much
3
aardvarking?
There's strangulation foo. There's knife foo. There's mannequin foo in this movie. At one point, like you can see where they got the idea. Like probably the kernel of the idea from Maniac is in this movie. The music is jarring. Like the soundtrack just takes you out of everything. And yeah, there's just not enough blood. And if you call it I Dismember Momma, you better dismember Momma. Instead of
You had
like,
one job.
one job and you blew it. It's like almost like I misremember Momma. Should have been called.
He didn't remember to dismember.
But it did not put me to sleep. Like I thought, oh, this is gonna be such a slog. I'm gonna fall asleep. I didn't, because I kept waiting for the mama and more breasts. I was waiting for more breasts. Because when I see 1972, I'm thinking, oh, this is like going to a peep show in Times
Breast
Square.
fest.
Yeah. So, but look, it's a thing that horror. I think my wife keeps telling me I watched this with her in the 80s. I don't remember, but she remembers.
I don't know if I ever saw this, but I was definitely aware of this movie.
The title's great. It's a phenomenal
Yeah.
title.
It is.
And it could use a remake by Blumhouse.
Called
not.
Black Christmas 2.
Don't do it.
Exactly. All right. Does anybody have anything else they need to discuss? Are we done?
Get us out of here.
Let's go to the main feature. It's time to dig deep down into the brown eye called hellhole.
That's the wrong one.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite. What comes to mind?
I love it when we compound flubs.
I was so excited to not talk to you guys anymore. I tried to get us out of here.
We're done. Oh God.
Damn it.
Press out.
All right. Jack, do you want to give us a summary of Hellhole while I drown out the crickets?
Well, somewhere in Serbia, a mining group uncovers a person in a hole who shouldn't be in the hole for a number of reasons. This leads to a thing and critters like mayhem amongst the staff of the mining camp, who are trapped at the mining camp, by the way, because of like a flood or something like that. So they're all
road is under the water.
So a very ambitious kind of change of gears for the Addams family.
So yeah, if you've Jack and I, we've had the Addams family on Monster Men. We've talked about, I think here, Hellbender, The Deeper You Dig. What was the one that came out last year with the carnival?
Like Evil Within or Evil Walks with, or when, or it was similar to that Spanish or that Argentinian film.
Yeah. So I mean, they are the Addams family, not to be confused with Gomez and Morticia, are a DIY family of 4 that just do really kind of remarkable stuff for people who are doing it all on their own. And that this is the next level. They have taken this. I was surprised to see people in the credits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite a few, actually. Where the Devil Roams was their last one.
So, Where the Devil Roams. That's it. So, Jason, what do you think of this one?
Oh, you got to pick me first.
I did. I sensed.
All right. So the last one we watched, I had to put a disclaimer up that I love these guys. I love what they do. It's hard for me to judge their movies. I don't want to say honestly. What's the right word? Objectively. Because I feel like we've watched them build their brand, for lack of a better word, their style, watch them grow into these movies for years now. And I really appreciate them. So I wanted to say before the last one that I probably overrate their stuff because I like them and I like what they're doing and I like their movies. So I enjoyed this for the most part, but this is my least favorite of the movies of theirs that I've seen. There's a lot of dialogue for a monster movie. Like there's a lot of dialogue for a monster movie. The CG monster sometimes looks shockingly good for a family-made film. And then it's kind of weird. Sometimes I thought the creature, when it was the practical effect, looked worse than the CG, which is not common. But this is also
Definitely
a monster
not.
movie that takes place almost entirely during the day.
Yes.
Which shows you a lot more of the monster than maybe you would want to see. I understand it's easier to film during the day, like I get it, but still for a monster movie to be shot at noon is tough to pull off. So I still appreciated it because it's them. Anytime they are on screen, particularly her. What's God? I'm terrible. What's the wife's name?
Toby Poser or something?
Toby. Yes, Toby. She is a really good actress.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
she
she's
crushes.
solid as hell.
Yeah, she crushes in this. I actually liked the humor. I just wish they'd either gone more humor or more serious. It kind of rode a line at different times, but I thought some of the humor was pretty funny. So, like some of the Serbian guys were pretty funny. So, I liked it. I didn't love it, and I don't know how much of that is a product of my expectations for them keep growing with each movie. So I don't know if maybe my expectations were bigger than what they could do with the monster movie. I don't know. I'm stupid. Don't listen to me.
All right, Chad, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with Jason in so far as this was my least favorite. I have not seen The Deeper You Dig, is what it's called, I think.
Oh,
the
movie's so
first
That's
one.
a great
Yeah.
movie.
But I did see Hellbender and I did see Where the Devil Roams or whatever. I think Hellbender's probably my favorite, though they're just both, I every time that we've covered one of their movies on here, I always talk about how blown away I am that they can do this. Because normally when you've got the same people acting and directing and writing and doing the music, I mean, that's a recipe for disaster. And not in this case at all. I mean, even the music, I don't know that they did the music for this. I'm assuming they did. I mean, it was just
The father did the music, so it wasn't
yeah, it was
the
just-
family band, but he did the music this time.
yeah, which I love that guitar tone, by the way, if he watches this. But this, yeah, I thought the humor was good, and after a while, I realized, yeah, well, not too long into it, I realized, oh, this is like a black comedy. This is different. Their other stuff has a more serious, like IFC kind of tone to it. This is not like that, and because of that, I think the bad green screen or CGI or whatever in some of the shots is much more forgivable. I think that they weren't really. I don't know. It almost felt like it's supposed to be like this. Just go with it. This is a monster movie. It's over the top, and so in some of these things, when it's zooming under the car or jumping down from the sky or the tree or whatever, then it's a little goofy. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I didn't love it, but I did enjoy it and I did laugh a handful of times. So good job to them. The bar is set high though for their other stuff, and I hope that the next thing they do is at least remains consistent. For me, I think they are consistent at this point.
I'm about to talk. I forgot I was muted. Jack.
Something Jason said stuck with me is I have trouble being objective with their movies because we've had them on, talked to them. I really admire what they do. I watch their movies through a lens of being impressed with how they do things and sort of being a fan of them.
It's a fanboy lens. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was watching this, I was like, oh, this is different. Number one, the daughter's not in it. And I think that I missed her. She's really great. I thought overall this was a fun creature feature that was a perfect like Shudder movie. But I kind of agree with Jason in that sometimes the tone between serious and funny. I was happy, like Chad said, with the humor in it, but there was little parts where if they went a little bit harder into the comedy or the gore, or a little bit more of an edge, maybe a little more exclamation points in a few places, maybe would have kicked this up a notch. But having said that, for a movie that was shot entirely in the daytime,
that's crazy.
And you're sort of willing to roll with the special effects because I thought they looked pretty good. There's a lot of movies out there that try and pull this off that don't pull it off as well as this one did. And there was a lot of cool filmmaking stuff that went on, just stuff with the music and the camera, jarring kind of things that I thought was cool. So I think another cool movie by them. Definitely, yeah. If you were going to recommend their movies, this might not be the first one I recommend, but I would tell you watch their whole catalog. But like The Deeper You Dig might be my favorite thing that they did.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
It's in Shudder now too.
Good.
Nice.
Should be. No secret, we love this family. In fact, Jack, I will be endeavoring to get them on Monster Men very soon because I have questions. I agree with you. The absence of their daughter Zelda is felt in this movie because I think she's the strongest performer. Both mom and dad are great.
I think both chicks are. They're stellar.
Yeah,
both broads.
Yeah,
both of those dames. All right.
They got some gams on them, and the dad John. So I felt but I think she helped write it. If I saw at the end credits,
Yeah, she did.
And I assume she's probably in college, so she couldn't
Yeah.
travel to Serbia to shoot a movie. I don't
Yeah,
blame her.
Serbia, not upstate New York. That was the first.
No, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
this looks like the Catskills. I'm like, this isn't the Catskills.
Yeah, that was really impressive to see them go abroad for film.
Yeah.
I mean, listen to us even talking about it. We're like, the movie, yeah, but look at them go. Yeah.
And the setting is a character in this movie. There's certain parts of this thing. There's definitely strong characters in this. It's The Thing. Like, I felt it's very much like an homage to The Thing.
For sure.
There were moments I laughed out loud in it, and I kind of appreciated that. And then there were moments I said to my wife, "This scene's going too long. Like, we need to, like, you know,
quite a few.
cut it and move on. Let's get to more bodies exploding and stuff like that," which was fun as hell. So this is a really fun movie. What they do with what they have is absolutely amazing. I'm always blown away by them. Even if I don't like the movie, I really appreciate what they're doing. I liked this movie because it gave me The Thing vibes. Despite the fact, like, the name Hellhole gives me shivers because I had a book title changed to Hellhole. And I was like, have you never seen Spinal Tap?
Yeah.
This has very bad connotations. This has comedic connotations. How can I have a horror novel?
This ain't no place to be a man.
Yeah, like the first chance I got to rename it with another publisher, I did it in 2 seconds. So I appreciate the fact they went
Stonehenge in your book.
they went
little
full
paperless
in.
Stonehenge.
They're 11-inch high Stonehenge monuments. So yeah, I really did like this movie. I'm glad to see they took that next step. This is big. This is totally out of their comfort zone, and they still, I think, nailed what they were trying to do. So yeah, I dug it.
I appreciate their ability to stretch $1. Like, what could the budget of this been? But they had a lot of effects work in this, a lot. So that was really good to see.
Yeah.
Okay, show's over, huh? We're done. No one?
No, ring the bell, Jack.
I thought you were going to say, no, don't ring the bell yet.
No, I was trying to relight my cigar. I'm trying to keep the crickets out. There's a lot going on over here right
Spoiler
now.
alert.
It's more than crickets. That's frogs and cicadas. Or something.
There's a lot going on here, yeah.
Maybe the hell.
Where did the foxes start going nuts?
One thing I thought was kind of fun with this movie was the fact that you had like a Napoleon era French guy who has been gestating in the hole.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. And that immediately like starts off the tone of the movie. You know, when you go from that to that's who they dig out of the well or the hole.
Yeah, I thought the whole thing was going to be set during like Napoleon time. I'm like, whoa. But their reaction to digging up a dude who's been buried for a long time was very blasé.
Yeah, they're like, huh,
All right.
what are we
Get
going
him
to
a
do
grilled
now?
cheese.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, I am walking through the woods. I don't give a shit what is there. I'm out of here.
I'm shooting him. I'm murdering him right there.
I liked all the references to like being knocked up or bun in the oven and being pregnant and stuff like that with this thing that's in them.
I kept thinking about how if I was talking to somebody and stuff started flaring out of their eyes and nostrils, how I would have reacted 1,000 times harder than anybody in this movie does.
Yeah.
I mean, when they were like, hey, I saw something. I'd have been like running through the door.
Yeah, he couldn't
you see a face?
Snakes in the eyes.
Nobody said he used the first time they saw it, nobody said worm. That one guy is just like, it was like something that's meat, but it's moving or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, like what? No, it's a worm.
Like, it's a worm, dude. You seen a worm in Russia before?
What is this Serbian word
noodle.
for worm?
Yeah, they took that very casually.
They did.
I was like, I'm not making him a grilled cheese. It's goddamn zombie.
Even
shouldn't
the
be
exploding
here.
bodies. Every time somebody exploded, whoever watched it was like, huh. Like they just like were like, wow.
That's what I'm saying. Like the exclamation points. There was a lot of cool stuff like that. When the guy drags out the other body and then the two guys find him,
Oh yeah.
and that whole thing happens, that is a great segment. And like there's some other segments that kind of are similar to that, but like you were saying, like there was just a little bit more of a reaction and a little
Yeah.
bit more frenzy.
Although when the two guys came across him bringing the body out, when he accidentally shoots his buddy in his
Yeah.
panic,
Yeah.
I'm like, all
That
right.
was awesome. That was like my favorite part of the movie.
That and when they're when his friends are going to take him to the police station, and she goes, "When you do it, stay far back." How far? Really far. But that was cool.
I like that the body count very quickly grew. Like it was like nothing. My wife went. She took the dog out, and by the time she came back, I was like, half the people in the movie are dead. Like just like boom, just dead. So I dug that. The escalation was very quick when they started to push on the gas.
Oh god. Go ahead. Somebody else. I got to figure out what I was going to say. It's gone. Come on.
That's all I got to say about this movie. I think it was good.
How about here when it's set in Napoleon times? What was your reaction when the first body exploded? I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I was like, what? Well, my first thought was, why are they killing the horse? What's going on here? And then it exploded. I was like, what the?
Yeah, I thought that was funny. That set the tone for okay, this is going to be like a comedy.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, "All right, I'm in. Let's go for the ride right now." And then when it went to modern times, like, what the hell? I was so confused early. It was like whiplash between those two scenes.
And the other Addams Family movies have this supernatural and like weirdness, creepiness to them that this movie is such a departure from. That I think I also was like adjusting to, like their movies got weirder, you know, as they went. You know, with the Hellbender's got some really twisted stuff in it.
Yes.
Supernatural wise. And this one is just pure, like you say, like The Thing, Critters.
Which
And
I
the
dig
hidden.
about them. I like that they aren't confined to one thing. Like they're doing horror, but they're kind of like all over the place in what these are about. And I dig that.
Very
I
good.
wish more people would kind of follow their footsteps and do it as well as they do. It's like the difference between Bad Ben and Blackwell Ghost. They're Blackwell Ghost level, and then a lot of others are Bad Ben level. What does dupa mean, shit weasel?
I think it's your ass.
You think? Is that the same? That's the different than a fupa.
I think it's Pennsylvania Dutch or it's
Fupa's in
Polish.
front.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's your.
Is it just the ass?
Man, I don't know. Aaron says
it
the
like-
shit. Aaron says the shit. I'm like, what?
Is it a drinking word?
Yeah, really. Do we need to make this a trick? Brian Conley says it's Polish.
Polish. Okay. Aaron's grandmother's Polish, so that's why she says it. Okay.
By the way, it's crazy. There is a version of Hellhole from the 90s that's from Poland. When I was looking this up, I kept finding the Polish one. I'm like, I don't want the Polish one. I want the Serbian one.
Nice.
Which I never thought we would see them do a movie in Serbia.
No, it was really cool to see. Even though this wasn't my favorite movie, seeing the growth and how many people were involved, the cast was much larger, different location, different continent, like all that was really cool to see.
And like
So
I
we could
said, it's a good Shudder movie. Like so many Shudder movies come on that are just trash. This one, if it hadn't been the Addams Family one I just watched, I'd be like, oh, that was good.
Yeah.
You're looking for something to watch? Check it out.
But by the way, the environmentalist guy who was all about preserving this, there's some scenes where they're talking and they keep cutting to shots of him just like nodding and smiling. I was like, oh my God, we should make that a drinking game. Because he was good until he had to do those shots where you're not the main focus. You're just standing there. And then he was terrible. But I did like the guy who played like the cook who was like their surrogate son. I don't understand what that relationship was. I gotta watch that again.
It was a nephew, I think.
I think he was great. He was really good. And so was the Serbian worker who was the infected that had brought him out to shoot him. He was really good. There was some good acting in this where they had to put a lot of faith in So, folks, I'm sure they didn't really know until they started shooting.
Yep. It was fun.
Good stuff.
So, yeah.
Thumbs up.
Just stay tuned to Monster Men because we'll have them on soon.
It'll be awesome. Love to talk
I
about it.
guarantee
You're
it.
on damn thing.
Woo! Look what we got here today. So, do we have 4 thumbs up on
Yeah,
thumbs? Yeah,
for
there we
sure.
go. 4 thumbs up. That doesn't happen very often. By the way, I wanted to ask when I was doing Alien Romulus, in terms of the 3 of you, what did you think?
Yeah, Chad went to the theater to see this. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was
I've only
basically
seen-
in line with you.
I've only seen 2 Alien movies, and Alien vs Predator.
What are you saving it all, knowing one day in 2024 you'd have?
I just don't hear good things.
Look, when you watch the old ones, they're better than most of the crap that's put out nowadays. Seriously.
At the
was
same
telling-
time, I don't blame you.
But I am an Aliens guy. I was telling, just like these
Just
guys are.
stop. You don't need.
I love Alien. That's my favorite. But
Yeah.
Aliens it's 1A, 1B. It's all good.
Yeah, Hunter, like I said, I thought it was a good popcorn movie, but if I think about it too much, I start
Do
to
not
discredit
analyze
it.
that.
Yeah, I don't think.
Don't analyze that movie.
I won't.
And I hated the big callback line so much.
Which was that? Which one was that one?
There was a bunch, but the one was real bad.
The big Ripley line that he rips off.
Get
I don't
away
even
from her,
remember.
you bitch.
Oh,
Oh, that's in there, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's not done well.
So it's
That's not good.
Nobody said. It makes me wonder how many people that were involved just were like, but they knew they couldn't say anything, like because it wasn't their place or something. They're just like, this is not good.
or that's like a studio person with a note. Hey, you better say that.
I'll give you inside info. They're telling people who watch it not to tell those who didn't. That is actually all spoken in Esperanto.
Yeah. Nailed it.
So that line
I'd
hit
like-
differently.
I'd like to think that Ellen, what's her name, Berschweicher, what's her name, Ellen
DeGeneres?
from The Exorcist,
Ellen Ripley.
Ellen
Burston.
Burston. I would like to think that when she was doing her lines about the patriarchy, that she kind of rolled her eyes, but she's like, "Oh, it's a paycheck."
She might have been so drunk she didn't even know what the hell she was saying. Hooray for Hollywood! So we don't know what we're going to watch next week.
When we sign off, I got a couple
Oddity,
to
I
run
thought.
by you guys.
All right. So we're not
Let's
sure.
sign off because I get the hell out of here. I'm tired of talking to you.
You know what? I'm going to
Doing
this
oddity.
out. No. All right. Everybody, thank you for showing up tonight. This is the last Tuesday of summer. I mean, so I know summer drags on after Labor Day, but it's fake ass summer. This is the last Tuesday of actual summer, so have fun for the rest of the weekend. Happy Labor Day.
See ya.
Bye.